Hi everybody, welcome to Keep Dancing. My name is Sarah, I do have MS and I talk about it. In this episode I'm talking about nutrition and food in general, and I tell you, well, a few things beforehand, before I will change things up. So instead of me just sitting here, I did actually record a couple of clips to show you how it actually goes with day-to-day life with me. So nutrition, besides medication and medical support, is the second most important thing for me when it comes to MS. It's very important for me in general. So even before I was diagnosed, I did eat very healthy. Because, well, here's the thing. So I changed from, well, let's start even earlier. I'm an absolute foodie. I do love food. I do love cooking. I'm interested in how nutrition works and such. And I did research quite a bit end of 2012, early 2013, and that is when I changed my diet to a paleo keto diet. That means that I don't eat any processed food, I eat hardly any grains, very low on carb, and the keto part is that I do have long stretches where I don't eat. So usually for me in the mornings, like 8-9 a.m. in the morning, I do have a fruit and vegetable juice, and then I don't eat or drink anything besides tea or water until about 6 p.m. So that's 9 or 10 hours of intermittent fasting. Once I had dinner, so say I'm done 8 p.m. Because I might have a dessert or I might have a snack later. So from 8 p.m. to 8 or 9 in the morning, there's my second stretch of intermittent fasting, which is another 12 or 13 hours. I do not need any more, so I don't feel hungry or anything, because what I do eat is a normal sized portion for dinner, and because of the stuff that I eat, I don't get hungry as fast. So I don't eat carbs. Carbs make me feel hungry again in like 2 hours. I don't have that with meat, so anything protein and fat, or like non-carbohydrate vegetables. So I can go a long stretch without having to eat anything. I do have a lot of energy still, and again, I don't feel hungry. So that was the diet that I had adapted to early 2013. Now, last year, once I was diagnosed, I researched again on nutrition with MS, because nutrition definitely helps with regenerating cells in your body. And in case you didn't know, the cells in your gut are very, very similar to the cells in your brain. There is a wonderful researcher and biologist. I think she's a microbiologist. Her name is Dr. Rhonda Patrick. She has a YouTube channel where she goes into nutrition and also exercise, but she has been on the Joe Rogan podcast for a couple of times now, and it's very interesting on what she talks about, what her findings were in research, and how you can adapt that to your own health. So since the gut cells, the gut biome and the gut cells are very similar to the brain cells, which are damaged in my case, you gotta have a healthy gut to then be able to have a healthy brain, as healthy as can be. So I did incorporate her findings into my diet. I did also incorporate a second thing, and that was originally researched and published by Dr. I'm missing the first name, but the last name is Embry, I think. There is a documentary about him and his son, who has MS as well, and he's a filmmaker. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Living Proof, and they researched a few things that are helpful with MS as well. And Dr. Terry Wall did pretty much take that concept and made recipes for that and tweaked things left and right there as well. So I'm in the description box below, there is links and mentions of all the names that I'm rattling down here. So if you want to go to the page MS Hope, that's Embry's, the filmmaker, that's his site, where you can just have little checklists pretty much for nutrition and stuff. There's a lot out there. Everybody says something else. That's true, but I adapted these concepts. So Dr. Rhonda Patrick, Dr. Embry, and Dr. Terry Wall, all into my already existing paleo keto diet. And that's what I did last year. So what that meant in detail, or in particularly, was that I just changed up ratios of what I consume throughout the day. So I heightened up the sulfur containing foods like onions and mushrooms. I did heighten that up. I did keep the dark green vegetable stuff because I ate most of that already. And I incorporated a few more nutritional items that I hadn't used before. For example, nutritional yeast in combination with nuts makes for a wonderful cheese substitute. So anything where you would put in Parmesan, you can now, or I do now, use Parmesan, which is walnut and nutritional yeast. And you will see me use that later on in the video. But I only adjusted that. I kept my ratio of meats and fish. So I do prefer meat and fish to sausage. I keep that on the very low because there's nitrate in there, so I shouldn't have that too much. I did add a little more of coconut milk or almond milk. I didn't use that almond milk before. I just added that to my diet, and I switched from lactose-free yogurt or sour cream to goat yogurt or sour cream. So I'm still having a little bit of lactose-free dairy, so butter, for example, or cream, where I can't substitute easily, or I just don't like the taste of it. I allow that in. I don't have any lactose if I can help it, because even before I had to look into MS-friendly nutrition and well, just eating lifestyle, I noticed I'm very sensitive to lactose. So I noticed that once I changed to paleo keto, whenever I then had lactose, I had stomach pains, I farted like an ox, and just gurgling sounds in my gut, which I didn't like. I also noticed that I am actually even doing worse with grains, because the bloated feeling that I was so used to for decades did go away once I cut out any kinds of grains. So I'm trying not to have those. I'm substituting with almonds or coconut flours if I want to thicken a sauce, or if I want to bake something like, I don't know, a cupcake or whatever. I'm just substituting with nuts and almonds there, and a little bit of coconut flour. And I'm doing really well with it. I can keep my energy. I don't have the obesity problem. I actually lost a couple of kilos last year, like 8 kilograms, because of, well, the depression thing. Just I couldn't eat for days, and I lost weight really quickly, and I haven't been able to gain it back. So even now that I'm better, and even with me really eating healthy and not starving myself, but I'm eating quite a bit throughout the day, I still haven't gained my weight back, but the weight that I have is mainly muscle. So that's a thing that I just noticed. So I have been sensitive or intolerant with these foods anyways, and that made it so easy for me to just adjust to the MS friendly nutrition that I chose for myself, because, well, I hadn't had these foods in my diet anyways. I just played with the ratio of things. And now you could say, well, that's expensive, kind of lifestyle, and well, it takes a lot of time to cook, and that is very true. But most of the recipes that you would maybe know from traditional German or European cuisine, I just have to adjust them a little bit. So there's still very many recipes that I can use that I know from my childhood, or from, like, I don't know, my teen years and such. I just have to adjust them a little bit. And I actually like playing with those recipes, tweaking them a bit and making them my own for my health and nutrition. So yes, it is a little more expensive to feed yourself this way, but since I don't eat 3 or 4 times a day, I just have a very limited amount of food that I actually need per day, and that cuts down on the costs again, so you're actually quite balanced out to any other way of nutritional intake you might have. There's a few people that may not do well with proteins and such, so if you are not sure, and if you're feeling like I don't want to just go in that direction and then actually not be able to digest things correctly, there is a way to be able to test your DNA for what you can actually digest well and what your body doesn't do well with. And if you want to spend that money, I would maybe recommend that for you, just for you to have a basis and make sure, okay, this is what my body needs, this is what it does well with, and now I can adjust it to the point where my gut biome is very healthy, and you can build new cells in the brain, repair things, don't have any poison go through the blood-brain barrier and such. So there's a lot of things that come with nutrition, especially when you're chronically ill. And I know all the podcasts that I mentioned from Dr. Ronna Patrick, they are like 2 or 3 hours long, but I would suggest you invest that time. You can do something else besides, you don't have to watch her, you just have to listen. So you can, I don't know, do the dishes or do some ironing on your laundry stuff. You can still listen to it and get information there. And this is what I did, and what I'm really doing well with. Now, another thing that I'm really doing well with is routine, and I'm quite disciplined in the way I do my housework and how I conduct life in general, and well, how I go about nutrition. So I'm going to start now with the second part of the video, which is me just showing you a few pretty much uncut routines of how I go about food and how I go about food shopping and cooking and such. So what I do have for you is prepping for food shopping, food shopping itself, we had 14 minutes for in the supermarket entry to going out again. So we had already paid 14 minutes. It was really quick, and we shopped for 5 days. So I'm just showing you how that actually is in real life, how I go about it, how I prep for food, like for cooking, how I arrange my fridge and such. And then I'm having a few recipes that I'm showing you how quickly they can be cooked, what were in these, I think I filmed 3 recipes or 4, I'm not sure, because I filmed them last week already. So there's a few recipes for the morning, for the juice, just showing you what goes in, what comes out. And it's very important that you switch up your ingredients that you use, so that you get all the vitamins and all the minerals and such, and have them pretty much broadly covered for you, so that you can take them in. There's another thing that I wanted to add. So I had said that I'm eating like in the mornings and in the evenings. There's 2 meals for me, one being liquid, the juice, and that is about 250 milliliters of juice per day, which is about 600 to 800 grams of raw fruit and vegetables. So that's what I take in. And then I do have maybe 200 grams of vegetables in the evening, with about 180 to 200 grams of fish or meat. So these are the measurements. So it's like almost, I'd say, 1.5 kilograms of fruit and vegetable, mostly vegetables, every day, and about 200 grams of meat or fish. And that's all I need in a day. It's a lot in volume, and I take in a lot, but it is put together in a way and prepared in a way that I can actually manage to stomach it, because I can't eat so much every day. Would I not have the juice in the morning, I wouldn't be able to take in all the vitamins and such. I would maybe be able to eat 1 apple and 2 carrots and then I'm done. But if you look at some of the juice, especially in spring, there's like 10-15 ingredients in there. It's like 1 kilogram of fruit and vegetables, and I cannot take that in 1 day and have dinner on top. So that is why I decided to go for vegetable and fruit juice in the first place. But now I will stop talking soon, and I will let you watch what I actually produced there. So I hope you enjoy.
Now we are live.
Yes, we are. Time to do the shopping list. So let's start with the meal plan.
Okay.
Today
Guinness stew, and pulled pork.
Nope. So we've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Because we're gonna go food shopping again on Wednesday.
Wait, those are the wrong abbreviations.
No, they're not. I'm writing German, but I can't talk in English. Yeah. So for tomorrow morning, we've got the pumpkin colada. Juice.
With or without alcohol?
Without.
Oh.
No. Then we said for tonight we want to make zucchini and minced meat, right?
Minced meat. No, let's do that tomorrow. Please.
What do you want to do for today? The pumpkin?
The pumpkin
okay.
With any kind of meat.
Okay, hold on. Monday and Tuesday we wanted to make the leek soup
Leek soup.
with cheese and minced meat.
Yes.
Okay. So we only need 3 juices. You can choose them.
Thank you.
Yeah. It would be good if you chose something with celery.
Celery. Celery is celery, right?
Mm-hmm. But just the green leaves. Celeriac is the bud underneath the white celery. That's what we call it.
I like butts.
Come on,
And I cannot lie.
Get going. Because it is kind of late and you wanted not to be home too late.
3 juices.
3 juices, yes, please.
Celery.
I'm starting writing down the ingredients that we need for the soup while you choose things.
Oh, curcuma also is too expensive.
Yeah, and I said something with leek. Not with leek, with celery.
Celery, yeah. I chose upbeat.
Okay, upbeat.
UP.
Oh, I know how to write, sweetheart.
Space. VEET.
Next one.
Okay. And now I'm free for all. Or
No,
celery.
all
More
3 of
celery.
them. Yes,
All
we've got a
3.
whole
Okay.
whole thingamajig in there, and I want to use it up, please.
Okay. Ooh. What is grünkohl in English?
Kale.
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 Kale. Okay.
But it's not the season yet. We gotta
Yeah, I
wait
know.
another month.
I love kale.
I know. Let me check how much minced meat we do have. Do have in the fridge. Oh, we do have chicken at home. We don't actually need to buy meat for today if you want to have.
No, I
Chicken?
I don't want to have chicken.
Okay.
I had a chicken burger yesterday evening. That was more than enough. Okay, cranberries. No.
Not in season yet.
Granatapfel. No. Okay.
We could make another fresh start. There's celery in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Fresh.
So
fresh
a fresh start. Okay. And for Wednesday,
For Wednesday is gonna be cranberries. Cranberries
you're in
everywhere.
autumn. Don't go back to all year or spring.
Oreos.
All year. That's the first section in the book.
Okay, lemon essence.
Okay. Alright. Now you can tell me the ingredients and mark the pages, please. So, what do we need?
Should have done that while picking. So, lemon essence, 1 apple, 8 carrots, 1 thumb. What's ingwer?
Ginger.
Ginger. Ginger. I love ginger. 1 citrus
Lemon.
juice, lemon juice.
One lemon.
One lemon. Yeah. Okay, and I had upbeat, right? I'm such an imbecile.
I'm gonna write down the fresh start meanwhile. That's 3 apples makes 4. 4 carrots makes 12, and
Yeah.
we've got the celery.
2 apples,
Yep.
1 beet,
Yep.
6 carrots,
Yep.
1 celery,
We've got that.
I know the word.
Half a cucumber.
Cucumber. What the fuck?
Hey, good morning.
Lemon,
Uh-huh.
half.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, it's difficult. 1 orange.
We've got one.
200 gram strawberries. Grams.
No strawberries. They're not in season.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, it's in the juice, but they're not in season.
okay. Can we replace them?
With, you want to go for red currant or I don't know, another red berry.
Or a blueberry?
Doesn't taste too great with the beet. Yeah, let's go for red currant.
Okay. Where's the fresh start?
I got
All year?
that already down.
Yeah, I know, but
It's in
You-
all year.
you know the
Next
recipe.
page.
You know the recipe.
Yes, I do.
And you did it this morning.
Yes.
I open up. Fresh start. 3, 3, 4.
All right. So we got the food down. We got the juices down. What else do we need? I put down toilet paper. Is there anything else that we need?
Dishwasher. Washer.
No, we got stuff still. We wanted
Ah, yeah,
to use
we
it up
did use
first
it
and
up,
buy
yes,
the
yes.
other one later. But maybe. No,
Oh.
got enough
There-
trash bags. Anything else that you need? You need food for
Food-wise.
school on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Rolls.
You've still got sandwich meat from your kids, so you don't need to rebuy that.
Yeah.
Let me check if we have enough butter for the cooking.
Cooking.
Cooking, yep, we do. We've got cheese, condiments, blah. Nope, we're good. So now you can give me the list in the order of our march through the supermarket. And I'm gonna.
That's important.
Yes, it is, because efficiency. And I will type it down onto our food shopping list. All right. Hold it. Gotta meet the camera first. Okay, go.
Okay. No. 1 kilogram porree.
Leek.
Leek.
Nope, and I'm not able to write. And there's all your German lessons of the day, guys. When you can read this, it's a little bit.
You could write it in English.
Nope, they get German lessons.
Oh, nice.
Go.
German is a beautiful language.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Not.
it is. Yes, it is.
Go.
Okay. Carrots, 18. It's 1 pack. Carrots. Beet. It's an English lesson for me. Ginger. Oh, cucumber. Lemon. 2 lemons. 3 peaches. I know the word. Apple 6. Oh. Rote Johannisbeere.
Already got the red currant down.
Red currant. Oh. 350 grams of...
No, they're in a glass, so they're after...
Okay.
No, don't...
Oh, I'm confused. Okay.
Make an X next to it so that you know that you've got to remember me of that.
Yeah.
So next one is your rolls, right? Then we move on to
the meat.
Do we have anything on the list that is dairy or something like that?
Schmelzkäse. What is...
How much?
200 grams. What is Schmelzkäse in English?
Literal translation: molten cheese.
Molten cheese.
No, it's like a cream cheese.
Okay.
Next. Go for all the meats.
Meat. Fleisch.
Oh, like today.
Yeah, for today.
So I'm writing meat today. Oh, and I...
Did you actually write meat today?
No, but like the German version.
Fleisch heute.
Oh,
it's a perfect
It's
German.
a beautiful language, right?
Yeah.
So now, what else? 500 grams of minced
meat.
beef.
Minced beef meat.
Beef meat.
Beef
Yep.
meat. 350 grams champignon.
Mushrooms.
Mushroom is Pilz. Mushroom is champignon. Champignon.
Next one.
I
I think it's a field mushroom, but I'm not sure.
2 bottles of wine.
Is that all in the condiment area? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 wine and
Toilet paper.
Anything else?
Nope, we are done.
No. Do you need any? Do you need a juice for mixing for your evening drinks?
Yeah.
Or do you
Apple juice.
apple juice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe something else, aber means but.
Okay, so that's 17 items. We're gonna be quick when it comes to food shopping, and you guys are gonna come with us.
I'm on the search to find it. I may insist, but I'll overcome. 'Cause I'm an optimist. It keeps me coming back. When you call me, it's like an echo. I hear it running through my blood. If I'm feeling it, then I don't stand a chance. chance. Don't stand. Hey. I feel the night behind me. I can't be fooled, but I put up a fight. 'Cause I'm an optimist. Just keep me coming back. When you call me, it's a kind of call. I hear it running through my blood. If you feel it, then I don't stand a chance. Oh, oh, don't stand a chance. We never stand a chance. Don't stand. Hey.
There's a waving man in my kitchen. We're back. So let's store the food in a way that we can use it whenever we need this week without it being maybe, well, I don't know, a little soft or something, especially fruits and vegetables. I do have a wonderful trick for that. And while my sweet dear friend is going to show you, I'm going to be a camera woman and I'm going to narrate. So,
Obedient servant.
can you please, as per usual, be on my left? Thank you. I'm going to hand you all the fruits and veggies.
All right.
We're going to wash them, put them out of any plastic wrapping, and put them in the crisp zone in our fridge. Let me now. So while we were washing, we didn't find any beet at the store. They didn't have any. So we went for sweet potato because we could use that as well. And it will be just as yummy. But we found something else, or Jan did, because he's really good at finding things sometimes.
Especially if they're sweet.
If it's food.
Food.
So you found a spaghetti squash, and I've been talking to him about a recipe that I really liked and that I wanted to show him. And that involved spaghetti squash. So we bought one. We also bought 1 pack of sweets. We don't do that very often. but there's a particular kind of waffle thing from the Czech Republic that reminded me of my childhood and that I was talking about a couple of days ago, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't know it, so I said, okay, we can have that once to try if he likes it and what he thinks. So it's a treat. Hold on.
We have only 13 carrots, but some
of them are super big, so we can sub those for 2 carrots, which means we have 18 in total. So I'm going to store them.
They're for juice only, right?
Yeah. This is the juice box. Pun intended. This is the juice box.
And what is the pun?
Do you know what a juice box is?
A box for juice.
Yeah, the carton that you had maybe in school or something, it's a juice box.
Really?
Yeah, it's called a juice box, where like Capri Sonne, something like that.
Okay.
Those things are juice boxes.
In our school it was Saftbox.
Ah. We went with English right away.
Juice box?
It was a juice box.
In the German Democratic Republic?
No, we had milk there. We had the good stuff in school.
We as well.
But yeah, so the fruits go in the crisp zone, which is the lowest layer of our fridge. And this is where we keep all the juicy stuff. Also here, because I pre-cut pumpkin and pineapple. This is, by the way, the zucchini that we're gonna make. It's from our garden. And he has some sweets in there, which I don't care about and I don't touch.
And
but he needs more.
He
He needs more treats than I do.
Yeah.
So
and that's a good thing that you don't touch my frog.
So nope, just the peaches because they don't go into the crisp zone. The cucumber goes into the crisp zone. So you saw how much we bought. It only took us 40 minutes to go food shopping. So it is, if you have a meal plan and if you know what you want to make and what you need as ingredients, you can, well, cut down on the time that you need for food shopping. So now you can pass me all the food that goes into the fridge. And this goes into the fridge. The lemons too. And then you can chop off the top of the leek so that I can put it in the crisp zone as well. So let's store them. So this is homemade coleslaw. This is as well. We have to finish that.
So can you eat a little bit of that coleslaw?
Sure. Sure. It's there for eating.
Because I'm a little bit hungry.
Sure. Go ahead. Okay. Cheese. This is not lactose free, so I cannot eat too much of it. Otherwise, I do have a bad stomach ache and cramps, and I'm farting like an ox, honestly, and I'm gonna be bloated. So once in a while, in very small dosages, I can handle non-lactose free food. But there's no cheese like that in the lactose-free fashion yet. So, yeah, gotta go for...
I like the roots.
Oh, you chopped off a lot. All right.
Yep, okay, but...
I was just a little surprised. So they go in the crisp zone as well.
Quentin Tarantino.
So, putting away the rest of foods that is not gonna be in the fridge. So we keep most of our vegetables and fruits in the fridge just because it's a little nicer when you have a cool juice in the morning. I don't find it, or I find it more yummy if it's a little chilled. So that's why we keep most of our stuff in the fridge. So you can keep them nice and fresh for about a week, since we're shopping for about 4 or 5 days in a row. We only go to the supermarket twice a week, so we gotta keep our stuff fresh.
Maybe I should sleep in a fridge to stay fresh and.
That's a good
young.
idea. So we're gonna have a quick pause. We're gonna drink a tea, and then we're gonna see you for cooking and juices later today and the following days. So it's later in the evening, and for the first dish we're gonna have a roasted squash with meat. I chose beef liver to go with it, and Jörn did choose chili sausage and cordon bleu. And I'm going to prep the squash now. It's a really simple recipe. And first off, I'm going to peel and cut my squash into pieces. I don't want this to be in the oven for too long, so I'm just going to cut it into chunks that can be roasted very well. So first off, peeling. There's wonderful different kinds of recipes that you can do with butternut squash, and we had a couple of them already. But today we just wanted to go with a very simple dish where we roast the squash in the oven with a olive oil, sea salt kind of a crust. I'm going to add a tiny little bit of Parmesan. I'm going to show you later, or tell you later, what that actually is. And for when the squash comes out of the oven, I'm going to cut a few chives, or the remaining chives from my garden, just to sprinkle on top when this squash is done. So I'm just going to cut it now, and I'm time-lapsing that for you because I'm pretty sure, well, I'm very sure actually, that you guys all know how to prep a squash. If you don't, there's loads and loads of videos online, or let me know in the comment section. I will gladly help you out. So before I started prepping the squash, I did actually preheat my oven just to 200 degrees so that it can heat up while I work. And I'm going to place the squash on a baking sheet. Just one next to the other. They're quite big chunks still, and some of them are a little smaller where the seeds were. It doesn't matter. I'm going to cook them or bake them so that these bigger parts are quite crispy and or soft, like soft in the middle, a little crispy on the outside. I don't mind if some of these smaller pieces are a little more roasted. Just want to have that wonderful nutty flavor. And now I'm just taking a little bit of olive oil, putting it into a little tray here. And I'm just gonna brush all of the squash pieces with the oil. I'm being quite generous because I want a little of the olive oil to trickle down to the lower side of the squash pieces. And if you have a good quality olive oil, doesn't matter if you use a little more fat. Of course, always within reason. But there are healthy fats in there, and they do loosen some of the vitamins and fibers and not fibers, like other stuff that are not vitamins, like zinc or, I don't know, magnesium, iron and such. They do split that or make it digestible for the body, so you can actually get a few more vitamins and other minerals and such. So don't worry. It's a little bit of a different story if you use other fats. So I would be as generous with them as I am with a really decent olive oil. Okay, got that done. And now I'm just going to sprinkle salt on top. And I do have a medium grain. And I do have an unrefined salt that is of the Paleo ocean, kind of like paleo time frame. So I'm just going over it generously. This is almost empty, so I gotta refill it. Okay, that's enough. And I had said that I do want this to taste a little more interesting slash a little nutty and hearty. So what I'm going to use is Parmesan. So I made this myself, just in a food processor. And this is walnut and nutritional yeast. So it tastes almost like Parmesan. So you get that cheesy kind of a flavor, but it's also very nutty, which works perfectly well with the butternut squash. And I'm just going to sprinkle the squash pieces quite generously. Ooh, and there's the MS. Great. Losing my balance. It also crisps up, which makes for a nice texture. There's one piece that has a little... Alright, that's enough. And once my oven is preheated, I'm just going to put it on the middle part of the oven, and I'm going to roast this for about half an hour or 40 minutes, depending on how big your pieces are. You can vary that, and it's gonna crisp up nicely. And while I wait for the oven to preheat, I'm gonna go outside to my patio and I'm going to get some chives. So, welcome to my herb garden. Going to leave the parsley for tomorrow's recipe. And I'm going to cut all the remaining chives because it's autumn season and I don't need those anymore. I'm gonna regrow new ones next year. So I came in and my oven is preheated so I can put the squash in. I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes, maybe 20 to start with, and see when I gotta add the meat to the pans. There we go. Timer 20 minutes. And now I can cut up my chives. You could take any other herb as well. Rosemary or thyme would fit perfectly. My screen. So better see what you see. Let me adjust you. There we go. Need my knife. And I'm just gonna chop them. Not too small. I want the flavor to be kind of prominent and cut through the nuttiness of both the squash and the parmesan. So you need a good size chunk of chive in your mouth when you chew. I'm gonna keep them on this mini dish until the food is done, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top at the very end. We go. I can clean up my tools here and then I see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, so now the squash is in the oven for 30 minutes. Do you want to point it down, please, and let them see? Sure. This is what it looks like. I'm going to start Jörn's meat. If my oven reacts, there it is. And then I'm going to place the tray higher on the in the oven so that they get a little more crispy and brown.
Are sounds of appreciation allowed?
Sure they are. Alrighty, so let's fire up the oven. I do need the tweezers. Woo! And I'm going to start with his chili sausage and his cordon bleu. I'm going to add my liver only at the end because I don't want it to be dry. So got this and this. And once this is a little sauteed and browned, I'm going to add my liver to the big pan. So just a little bit of olive oil to be able to heat up the pan higher. Careful, my arm. Now it can go. Melty, melty, melty. Hello, my name is Sarah. What's your name?
My name is Jörn.
Ooh, that was the ding, which means I can actually put the squash in the oven and move it to the grill. Careful, it's really, really hot.
Steamy hot.
Yep. No, the camera is gonna fuck up.
Not too close.
No, please not.
Okay.
Don't fuck up the cam. So I'm just gonna put it one bit higher. And now number one, number two.
I hope it's not too shaky because you're with disabled.
Yes, I am. And for the sausage to cook quicker, I'm gonna put on the lid. You need a little more, and you too. That's my liver. I do need salt and pepper for my dish. Salt and pepper. Let's move the sausage to the middle. And then I can set the table already.
Most of the times it's my job to set the table.
Yeah, but you're my camera person. Ooh.
I have moved up the ladder.
Yes, you did.
Obedient servant to obedient servant, cameraman. Come to mama. Ah, gosh. Is it okay if you get the sausage first and the cordon bleu a little later? Sure.
Good. Then meds. Because this is dinner MS edition.
MS style.
with a lot of wine and
Maybe not a lot, but some, because I'm
Some
gonna
wine.
have a red wine.
we have gaming night.
Yeah, but that's not for this show.
Okay.
Now a little chive, then we can eat. Et voilà.
Très bien.
Happy month. The Sunday morning juice is a wonderful autumn juice because, folks, it's autumn. And I'm going to juice some peaches, Hokkaido, pumpkin, and some pineapple. And then I'm going to mix it with coconut milk and pumpkin pie spice. And that makes for a lovely pumpkin cream colada. It's a very special juice because there's, well, milk in there. But the fatty stuff from the coconut milk does actually, no, I'm missing the word. It takes vitamins and some minerals from the fruit, and we can digest it even more. So this is what we're gonna do today.
The word was lösen, solve,
No, dissolve.
dissolve.
Dissolve. Thank you.
since I'm back, you've seen all the things that are a daily routine for me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you are maybe an MS person as well, or you just want to change up your diet and you want to maybe have some quick tips and tricks or just some education, and you don't want to watch all the videos that I sent you, or you may be not as firm for medical terms and nutritional terms, if you're maybe a German-speaking person, you can always contact me and I will gladly help you out with any information that I gathered, what I learned, what maybe, excuse me, would be an easy way for you to start transitioning to a different kind of diet in case you have trouble with it. Let me know, just comment section down below, or Instagram, Twitter, Facebook page, my email address. Don't hesitate. I would love to help you out if you are in need, but I don't want to put my way of consuming foods and what I think about nutrition, I don't want to like force that on you. So you do you. Just try to find out what works best for you. I would definitely recommend that. And just maybe try, maybe think about it, maybe inform yourself a little better in case you want to change. I don't want this to be dogma, but there's a few things in processed foods, or there are actually a lot of things in processed foods that are not good for the body, that are empty calories. And I know of a couple of people who don't like the way their weight has been progressing or has been adding up maybe. So maybe just take that time. It's very valuable. It's not lost time that you're investing there. I can only very, very much emphasize that. It's very important on what you put in your body, especially when you have lots of medication that you have to take, or like if you take antibiotics or ibuprofen, words, it's very important to eat a couple of probiotics afterwards. So in case you eat dairy, have a sour cream yogurt or something like that, so that you get the healthy gut bacteria back, because even one of those pills starts destroying your gut biome, and you don't want the unhealthy bacteria in your gut. I can tell you, it's not fun. So just saying, there is huge amounts of information here. I could maybe make a whole series about just food, but that's not something that I want to do at this point. But if you want to hit me up and have more information, I'm gladly to help. So take me up on it if you desire. I'm gonna leave you now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot of information and pointers. And I will see you next month on this show with a new video. And I don't know yet what I'm gonna talk about, so it's gonna be a surprise.